What's up guys, Max here. I'm gonna talk about Ozark, Netflix original. It stars Jason Bateman as this money laundering guy. We could see early on he has a really nice loving family. Everything's kind of good, you know, he has a nice little house. Everything seems to be kind of okay. However, shit goes wrong and the cartel is knocking on his job, wanting his head on a chopping block. And guys, before I get really deep into this review, I just personally want to say I do like Jason Bateman. I love his old comedies. He's been in some good dramas. The Gift with Joel Edgerton's really underrated, I think. But guys, I'm gonna be honest here. I stopped after season 1 of Ozark because just, man, I wasn't invested, guys. I really wanted to love this show. Early on, obviously, we see Marty and his life. We see his family. We see him at his job. We kind of just get a good feel of who he is as a person. And I was pretty on board throughout the start. I really did enjoy the very beginning, and I liked some of the twists that we saw and learned throughout the episodes. However, guys, I really have major problems with the show, and I'm gonna get into them obviously right now. Alright guys, normally in my reviews I'll talk about 4 major things. I'll go over the setting, the writing, the performance, and the story. And people always ask, how's the writing and story different? Obviously a screenplay is the story, but the writing is basically more like the dialogue and the character, and then the story is basically how intrigued I am invested in the plot slash story. So guys, let's go ahead and talk about the setting. So early on we see it's the city of Chicago. Alright guys, so the setting is not really identified in the first episode. We see Marty in Chicago, Illinois. We see the city, we see their house and Marty's job, and kind of get a nice little feel of the area. So as an audience, we do know that they're not gonna, based off the trailers, we know that they're going somewhere where there's lake and there's woods and stuff, and we know that's not in Chicago. It's placed in the Ozarks, which is somewhere in Mississippi, along a really huge lake with a lot of land. The whole point of that obviously is so that the drug cartel can launder their money on a bunch of land, and that's not really explained too much. They just need a lot of coast for some reason, so I guess they can get ships and boats in because Coast Guard isn't advanced as the Mexican border patrol and stuff, which honestly I guess does make sense. However, they don't really explain that too much. They just kind of want to get into the meat and potatoes, which obviously, guys, goes into the story, which is the money laundering part. But guys, if you're not really into money like that, but if you don't really want to learn too much about it, this is not the show for you off the bat. It is a lot of numbers. It is a lot of just talking about business strategy and stuff. Picture like a Breaking Bad Gus episodes, but 5 times more about money and not nearly enough action. That's basically what this show is. Because honestly, the money scenes are kind of interesting. However, there's only so much investment I can be in without really getting a normal feel of the show. I feel like this entire show is just a struggle of business. Like, I feel like I'm scared with Marty, like I'm gonna lose my house. And I know that's what the director wants, but it's not a good feeling. Like it feels like I don't even know how to explain it too much, guys, but it's not a good feeling. So guys, take for instance, like in Breaking Bad, where we see Walt do crazy adventures. We see Walt make the crystal. We see Walt get into crazy drug dealing scenarios. We see Walt get into shit with his wife. Just shit happens to Walt. And the cancer obviously is a huge aspect of the show. And in this show, guys, it's basically just one thing, and it's that universal money note. I really struggled to get through the first season, at least the last half. The beginning I kind of was okay with putting up with because I assumed that the payoff would be there. But honestly, guys, it's kind of boring. I don't like the show like that, and I really wanted to love it. Like I said, I love Jason Bateman as an actor. I think he's actually underrated. People always think he's just this comedic actor, but he's got some range, and the show does show it, guys. However, it's kind of just still Jason Bateman's character, except maybe a little smarter. He's kind of himself, guys, in The Change Up. It's a really I actually really like The Change Up. It's a comedy with Ryan Reynolds. If you watch his character early on in The Change Up, that's exactly who he plays in Ozark. And like I said, it's very similar to his other characters that he plays. The characters, let's go into that. Why, might as well. The kids are okay. The kids are really like pissing me off because, one, I get that that's your parents, that's what they do and stuff, but take for instance Breaking Bad. The moment that like Skyler and the kids are in pretty decent danger, they kind of said fuck Walt, like we're leaving, we're not staying with this, you're gonna get us killed, I can't, there's a whole Mexican cartel after us, which is probably even worse than what, Gustavo would have done in the show. But it's kind of hard to relate to these kids and the wife and feel for them, because literally their house gets broken into by a murderer, and if it wasn't for a guy living in their basement, if it wasn't for that guy, they're dead, and that's it. They do try to have a scene where Jason Bateman kills himself and it kind of resolves everything, but they obviously end up ditching that because then there's no show. But a lot of the characters' motivations is a really huge issue for me. There's one character in particular whose motivations just change throughout the entire freaking series, and I get character changes, guys, but your motivation shouldn't really change. If you realize that, your character could change, but your motivations gotta stay the same. There's this character, guys, Ruth, who's played really nice, actually. I'm gonna say her name, Julia Gardner. She actually is a good actress, but guys, her motivation is just, it changed every episode, and it's fucking annoying, because as a TV show, I want her to get that thing, and Walt's motivation, he needs to make money to support his family, and he kind of, there's an underlining tone of he's this crazy Heisenberg. This girl basically says, okay, I'm gonna kill this guy, take his money, because Marty has a ton of money he's laundering, obviously hidden somewhere, and the girl kind of just says no to the plan as she goes on, and we don't really know why. I guess because Marty's nice to her and stuff, but it's not like Marty was mean to her in the beginning. Marty's always been nice to her. She's the one who stole a portion of his money early on. It's kind of weird that he would hire someone who stole all his money. Imagine, like, he kind of, when he went to go find her, first of all, I don't know how he would find her. He just got to this huge Ozark lake, and the fact that he's able to know where everything is pretty crazy, but that's neither here nor there. The wife's character is pretty bland, not gonna lie. She really pisses me off. She's just so fucking boring. God damn, what's her name? Laura Linney. Like, she's pretty fucking basic in this show. Jason Bateman, like I said, he's good, guys, but this is really where the story kind of just falls flat, and it's just very boring. I don't care what's happening. I'm not really involved, guys. I'm just trying to get invested in the show, but character motivations, lack of a good setting. I really don't feel like the Ozark setting is as threatening and scary as it could be. Honestly, guys, there's a really big scene in here where it just destroys the movie for me. Guys, there's a fucking scene where the big cartel guy that he was scared of gets killed out of nowhere. Imagine like Gustavo Fring dying randomly in one of the scenes, like just gets shot in the head and just dies. It's pretty embarrassing what they had us do to the antagonist of this show. It literally took Walter White an entire plan and to literally gain the trust of an enemy to take this guy down. The guy just gets shot in the head, and then they're like, all right, we gotta move on with the story because the guy's shot, and seems come off very tired and just non-deserving. The performances are okay, guys. Like I said, the kids are good. Like everyone's motivation pisses me off, but their acting is good. Obviously, it's a great cast. Jason Bateman is a pretty good director. There's some really nice shots in here, but guys, number one, I'm just not interested in all this money laundering talk. It's just a little excessive. When you watch, the famous Better Call Saul guy do it in the way they actually make it entertaining for us as an audience, because I'm not a smart guy, so when they have like Saul explain it, like some random type lawyer guy, and Jesse Pinkman there, they really help us understand it. But in this show, guys, it's very there's this one episode, guys, where, oh my god, it was one of the most boring things. It was basically a flashback of the entire time and how he met the cartel and how that all worked out, and my god, that was just boring as fuck. It was just a meetings and dinners, and it literally felt like errands. It doesn't feel like doing fun shit with Walter White. Like, if you ask me to hang out with a day with Marty or hang out with a day of Walter White, it's not even a remote question who I want to hang out with. If you pick Michael Scofield from Prison Break, if you pick Dexter from Dexter, like, it's not even just comparisons, guys. The show's not terrible, obviously. It's just kind of a really slow burn. If you're into money, guys, and you like the money laundering aspect, and you're like a diehard Jason Bateman fan for some reason, then go for it. A lot of my friends kind of like it, but they're like, yeah, it's all right. I mean, it's on Netflix and it's free. I can watch it. But tell me what you think, guys. Like I said, guys, biggest disappointments are the lack of motivation, just slow burn, not really intriguing for a thriller that it's kind of trying to be. So what you think in the comments. Thank you guys so much. Please like and subscribe. It means a lot to me. It really helps motivate me make more videos and gives me, just that extra pep in the step to go that one extra mile. Thank you guys again, and I'll see you guys soon for another video. Peace out, boys.